Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.
Live from the GBM studios in Belize City, it's Open Your Eyes. Start your morning right with your hosts, Sabrina Daly and Paul Lopez.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Paul Lopez.
And good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. It is Tuesday, June 30th. It's the
end
of the month.
I know.
It's the start of the second half of the year, literally. We've flown through one half of the year and we're jumping into the second half. And wherever you are this morning, I want to thank you so much for joining us and starting your morning right here on Open Your Eyes.
We also concluded the first month of the Atlantic hurricane season.
Yes.
I know that we definitely experienced some showers this month. In fact, here in Belize City, I can tell you that it's looking like we might be expecting some throughout the course of the day as well.
It's interesting how each year is different in June when it comes to the hurricane season. Like last year we had Hurricane Beryl. Was that last year? I believe it was last year. If it's not, I stand corrected. But it just goes to show that each year is different. Some years early in June you get some strong hurricanes, some strong storms and weather systems. And then some years are like this, where in June it's kind of quiet. But then, you know what they say, you always have to be prepared because the peak of the season don't oftentimes come until like September, October, November.
And even with the changes that we are experiencing with the El Nino, that's also something that we will be monitoring and that we continue to monitor. We know for the most part, this year has brought warmer temperatures. And so with the hurricane season still ongoing, we only wrapped up 1 month so far. We still have much more to go. We'll definitely be following all the weather systems that are out there and bringing you that update. But Paul, we got some updates in terms of conversations that we have lined up for you guys this morning. Follow me over here and I'll give you guys a walkthrough of what you can expect today. So we're going to start things off perhaps with some diplomacy. It's World Parliament Day, and so we'll be understanding the role of Parliament in democracy. And then after that, skills that open doors inside Belize City ITVET's training programs. And so we've been talking about the ITVETs across the country. We looked at Orange Walk a few weeks ago, and so now we're going to be heading here in Belize City and talking about what the ITVETs have for us. Then more than basketball, raising funds to equip young athletes. I know it's summertime and a lot of kids, they want to get into those summer programs. So sports is also an option. Those who would like to tap into some basketball for kids will be looking at that as well. Then he went viral when we found out that there was a male beautician in Belize City, and so we'll be sitting down and talking about breaking beauty stereotypes, meeting one of Belize's young male beauticians. I'll send things over to Paul now.
Excellent. That's such an excellent lineup, Sabrina. We do have some topics to jump into this morning ahead of our scheduled segments. Of course, these are the 5 things you need to know before you leave your home this morning. In our first conversation, we take a look back at the deadly Sunday night incident in San Pedro at a supermarket. And we'll also spend some time looking at a protest that took place yesterday as a result of the deadly attack and the demand for justice from the Lebanese community. So we have some footage from that protest yesterday in front of the San Pedro police station. We'll also pull that up and look closely at that. And then our second conversation, it's all about the Belize City municipals. I mean, municipal elections is scheduled for March of next year. And it seems as if the Belize City POP convention has been taking all the spotlight, and rightly so for now, because while slates are being built and developed across the country, there's some interesting things happening in Belize City where the POP is concerned, and so we'll be talking a bit about that. And then in our third conversation, there were reports coming from downtown Belize City that people heard a loud boom near the swing bridge. Well, we went to check up on it, and we found out that a butane tank on a sailboat exploded, and that caused significant damage to this vessel, and well, the vessel sunk. And so that really affected the livelihood of some fisher folks out there, and we're going to be looking at that. Fourth, if you've been following the World Cup, then you know there was two huge upsets yesterday. In the first instance, Germany was eliminated. This is a huge team. Paraguay eliminated them. And then last night, if you caught the game last night, Morocco defeated the Netherlands in another huge upset. Two huge upsets in one day. There's some huge games coming today. And we also know that Belizeans are out and about enjoying the World Cup. We'll show you some images from Belizeans enjoying the World Cup. And last but certainly not least, it's Tuesday. This feel like deja vu. I feel like we just made it last year. KTV, the remix is back. This is season 8, folks, and it starts tonight, right? So you want to get your popcorn ready. You want to get the most comfortable cushion, put it behind your back, sit back, and relax. KTV, the remix is back. Sabrina, over to you.
Alrighty, Paul, thank you so much for that lineup. I want to tell you guys, I am so happy for all the recommendations that some of you guys shared with me regarding some flu fighting remedies. I have been down and out with the flu for the better part of last week. I'm still a little bit congested, but whew, flu season is upon us, folks. Yeah. And yeah, I'm happy to feel a lot better right now. So,
and I'm glad you're feeling better because, man, the way you sounded, I mean, Paul, I'm not discriminating.
Paul is discriminating. Last week, Paul saw me and I was out of office. And so when I came back to the office, I was just, you know, not on air, but in the office. And he was like, sir,
yes,
sir.
Relax yourself, sir.
I cannot stand him. But yeah, I've been drinking teas. I've been drinking all the bush medicines, the regular medicines. One of my favorite mixture is lime, honey, and cayenne pepper. It's very soothing. So I've been adding that to some of my teas as well. But you know what? The show must go on.
Indeed.
And thank you to my colleagues for, of course, always being able to hold down the fort when one of us is sick. But Paul, let's jump into yesterday's report, what made headlines in a newscast last night. We know that you had to go out to San Pedro for the reporting of a deadly shooting that took place on the island that affected a business, Island Supermarket. Now that took place Sunday night, as I mentioned, and it claimed the life of David Harmouche and Daniel Jones, also injuring 2 other Harmouche relatives as well. But there's a lot of questions surrounding this entire situation. We understand that this seemingly is a targeted attack. There has been also reports of fire, arson that took place just in 2025, in late December in 2025. Just days after the Island Supermarket opened. And so now, after reportedly opening again 1 week later, they are now seeing another attack, this time claiming the life of one of the employees of Island Supermarket.
Yeah, and so while on the ground yesterday, I got an opportunity to speak to several of the Harmouche family members, and it's really a close-knit there's really a close-knit Lebanese community on the island.
Yeah.
Something that I was unaware of, perhaps because I wasn't looking for it. But yesterday I went looking for the community. I went looking for its members, and they were easy to find. They're all around. They own a bunch of businesses on the island. They're huge. They do a lot of philanthropy work in terms of giving back to the community. Not all of them, but a lot of them are involved in politics in terms of financing
that one took me by
supporting
surprise.
campaigns. And like, for example, Mr. David Harmouche, he was he helped in many ways support the United Democratic Party, and that is on record. And so they do a lot for the community, and of course they're business people, so they invest heavily in business. And so to have an attack like this, it really has a rippling effect on business and commerce on the island. And for somebody to invest so much money in a business as huge as this one, and to see such an attack unfold, a deadly attack unfold in a store that is that has huge investments tied to it, it only speaks ill of commerce on the island, and of course of citizen security. That's also a big thing that residents are concerned about. At the end of the day, my understanding is the Lebanese community, they're demanding justice. Some say that if police conducted a proper and thorough investigation in the arson that took place in December at the very same store, only 3 days after it opened, that they would have been able to identify, this is what some argue, be able to identify those culprits and perhaps prevent this deadly attack from taking place. And so what we saw yesterday is, in the aftermath of the incident on Sunday, the community rallied together, the Lebanese community rallied together, and they went in front of the police station.
That's what we're seeing.
This is what we're seeing on the screen.
Apparently they blocked
they blocked an entire block,
wow,
if you put it like that. So there's the police station blocked, they blocked the middle street. They also blocked a street behind the police station using their golf carts, and they're demanding justice. They're also asking that that authorities expediently release the body of David Harmouche so that he could be buried in his hometown, right, in Lebanon. And but just in speaking with relatives and members of the community off record yesterday, in terms of they gave on background, they're pretty much saying that many of them, after this incident and even with prior incidents, they're thinking, is it even worth staying in Belize and continuing to invest if, one, they don't feel safe, they don't feel secure, they feel like the Belize Police Department, especially those in San Pedro, are incapable of solving these crimes, which they argue embolden criminals to continue to carry out these incidents. And we saw the ERA representative and the mayor on the ground yesterday trying to do some damage control. Imagine, they had to be called in to kind of quell the crowd and to kind of restore some sort of peace and order. But as far as I'm concerned, their hands are tied. Their hands are tied because a representative could shout from the mountains to say, we will demand justice and we will ensure that there's a thorough investigation, and the mayor could echo those sentiments. At the end of the day, the solution lies within the hands of the Belize Police Department and investigators, and them being able to do their jobs in as thorough a manner as possible, and effective a manner as possible, without any outside influence. And I'm not saying there's any outside influence in this case, though some assert, some people but aggrieved and they're mourning, right? But assert there may be some outside influences. I'm saying it lies within the Belize Police Department to do their jobs in this case, and that's exactly what the Lebanese community is demanding.
But I want to just put a quick point out here, Paul. I hear, you know, the cries of the persons from the Lebanese community and some of their concerns about what precedents this sets for people who would like to come into the country and do business. But I think this is deeper than that. And we have to really look at what the story is saying so far. One, as we mentioned, this is a business that was targeted just days after opening in 2025, burnt down. 2, after reopening this year, he was targeted again. Mr. Harmouche was targeted again. They came in, shot these people, but they never actually robbed the place. This seems like targeted. Something very targeted. And so I think it's beyond just, targeting businesses in general. I think it's a singular person. Unfortunately, we do have to also acknowledge that Mr. Daniel Jones was also caught in the impact of this. He was a security guard, a former educator, clearly loved by his family and respected by his community. And it's always heartbreaking when you have to report of the rippling effects of violence, especially targeted cases of violence in certain pockets of the country. And so our thoughts are with the families at this time. I know that ACP Romero mentioned that there are persons in custody. Apparently the assailants fled off in a boat. However, they were able to capture some persons, and there's an investigation ongoing at this time. But ultimately, we know that the Lebanese community, they don't want to hear that an investigation is ongoing.
Yeah, for sure.
They want to see tangible results. They want to get updates as quickly as possible. And it sort of takes me to the report and the incident that took place in Belmopan when we lost Mr. Naoun Bonilla, the doctor, just in a brazen way as this was. Of course, this one took place at nighttime, but it has the same type of airy feeling where you wonder if innocent people are being affected by gun violence.
And there's just finally, there's political implications here if you really want to extend the conversation, because as we said, it is well known that the Harmouche family, and more so the Lebanese community, they are big business owners on the island. And who do the politicians go to when they need that support, when they need that extra finance for campaigns and for elections? One is coming up, they go and knock on the doors of these businesses. And it's not only the Lebanese community, but they're a part of the commerce on the island, so they go and knock on these very doors. And so it's important for politicians to show their face, but in this case the stakes are high. It's also important for them to yield results, because those are the very same doors they'll come right back around and knock on come municipals, come general elections, and the people will say, well, you remember this is what happened, and how can we support that sort of governance? And so those are the sort of things that politicians are thinking about, beyond the murder and the loss and the gap and the void where these two families are concerned, given this loss.
All right. Well, before we move from this topic, I just want to acknowledge a comment that was made by a viewer. We have Ras Welch saying, it's sad whenever anyone loses their life. But the bigger question here is, who wanted this businessman out of business? At first, they put the store on fire. That did not satisfy them. They wanted him completely out of business, and to make sure they got that done by killing him, because this was not a robbery.
Well, what's interesting there is also a point that I think the family tried to drive home yesterday in conversations with me, is that Mr. David Harmouche is not the owner of the business. It's Mr. Ahmad that's the owner, and David is essentially a trusted employee, right, of the business. And what's even more interesting is that David lived a distance away from the business, and there's many times he traveled along that path. So the question is, why now, when there were many other opportunities, God forbid, many other opportunities when if it was a targeted attack that could have been carried out, if they're after these other men, they don't live too far from the area as well, right? But the family wanted to drive home the point, and many others wanted to drive home the point, and it was clear from the onset that David was not the owner of the business. So if you're targeting the business, then you're not directly targeting David, because he was only an employee there, as far as we understand.
All right, well, we're going to move things along and jump into some municipal politics. Paul, as you mentioned, you spoke with UDP Senator Gabriel Zatina, and he's also been talking about the municipal slate in San Pedro. But we're going to bring things here in Belize City, where I know that a lot of people are currently waiting to hear that update from the Deputy Mayor of Belize City, Elud Miller. We know that there were talks of some sort of a conversation that was had with him where the Prime Minister was said to have encouraged him to step aside and, allow Alan Pollard to put his hat in the race instead of going to a convention. Now, I'm not sure if we're able to confirm as yet, but there is also talks as of yesterday that he has decided that he wants to go to convention. And so he is saying, no, I'm ready to go all in. I even saw yesterday he put forward sort of a campaign piece, video of sorts on Facebook, and that kind of also gives the idea that he's jumping straight in. This is what you're seeing here. Very similar to what Alan did, or Mr. Pollard did, when he put his hat in the ring and said, okay, this is the time, I'm putting myself forward. And so everyone is currently watching Belize City very closely. We have not gotten official update as yet that Elud Miller is going to convention and that he's continuing along since expressing his interest and since putting his application forward. But we're definitely following this.
I don't know who is pushing to have Elud step aside because based on our last interview with Alan Pollard, he was open and ready to have a convention, and he welcomed any and all challengers to basically vie for the PUP mayoral candidacy. And so to think that he would be discouraging a convention would be a complete flip from what he said in that interview. As for Elud, I did not expect him to back down. That was my honest opinion when I heard the conversations that he was approached and that requests were made for him not to step down, but to consider stepping aside. I didn't think for 1 second that he would say, you know what, all right, I will listen and I will step aside and I will make way. Because here you have two young candidates. You have Alan, you have Elud. These are two young men. So if Alan begins his journey as PUP candidate, and perhaps if he wins mayor, he's young. When does he step aside, or when does he step down and make way for Elud? If he decides he wants to serve 3 terms, like the current mayor, Mayor Wagner, then that gives Elud all the way into 2037, thereabout, right? This young man, he have ambitions. He don't want to wait till then. So I didn't expect for one bit for him to say, all right, I want to step aside. He wants to challenge, as far as I'm concerned. Alan wants to challenge. I want to see a convention take place as a resident of this city. I want to see a convention take place. And may the best man win. For me, if Alan wins, it's great. If Elud wins, it's great. And because both are great contestants, or both are great candidates, and then they'll have to face off against whoever the United Democratic Party puts up by way of Ms. Jacqueline Willoughby, I believe that is. So make the convention roll on, man. Stop this. Stop the try play cards and try to see who could get the upper hand and underhand and influence the process, make the process run.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's an opportunity to see new energy into the political scene. I know that Elud Miller is one of the newer faces, but he has shown himself as definitely viable. He's educated, both of them are, and I'm just excited to see what happens thereafter. I'm hoping that this does not create a sense of negative back and forth, because I know politics can get messy at times. But I think that what Alan Pollard also did was a class act in allowing the process to take its course. Even even if he have any bad feeling about, you know, being told to step aside and wait your turn, he's not doing that, or at least not saying that on record for Elude Miller to have the same experience. He's saying, you know, allow the people to decide. At the end of the day, if Elude Miller has the support of the council members, he needs, or he knows where it matters most is from the delegates. And so I think that that's important, and I'm looking forward to it.
The clear difference here is that Pollard back then was asked to step aside. Elude, that wasn't given that same directive. He was asked to consider it, and then to get back to the party.
So do you think they just did that to save face, to show that they also told Elude essentially to do the same thing, so Alan does not feel like there's a level of favoritism involved within the party?
The strongest argument in this conversation is that when Alan sought to go up against the mayor, he was a sitting mayor who was seeking another term, while in this case he's leaving the seat open, so it's a vacant seat. So in this case now it's anybody's game, because you don't have a sitting mayor that's seeking re-election. And so this is an opportune time for somebody to rise to the occasion via a convention.
Alrighty. Well, we'll definitely be following that and looking out for an official report or update at least to see where that goes. Let's move things along very quickly, Paul. I know that we are quickly running out of time. As you mentioned yesterday, there were talks online of a loud sound here in Belize City. It turns out there was a sort of an explosion that took place where a tank on a boat exploded, and of course there are people who always wonder about safety whenever this type of thing occurs. As you can see here, persons seem to have gotten the situation under control. I don't know that there were any reports of injuries, but there are definitely just continued conversation around safety where boat operators and boating is concerned.
Yeah, and speaking about explosion and explosive, yesterday's World Cup results were just as explosive.
Are you following it like very closely, Paul?
I am so busy at work, I'm unable to, honestly.
Not like the NBA.
Well, the NBA, the games are played usually at night.
Okay, got
World Cups games are played throughout the day, and I'm so busy. And so I only have time every now and again to glance at my phone and see who's playing, who's winning. And there are some Germany fans in the house. I know I call no names, but here at GBM, some people, one person in particular, you say my name when I whistle, was wearing a Germany.
Miss Edith.
Oh, lad. You said
your whistle.
So, but yes, so we have Germany fans here, and to their dismay, Germany lost. This is a huge deal for World Cup fans, Sabrina, because Germany is a 4-time World Cup champion, and they were defeated in the round of 32 by a team that is ranked 41st in the FIFA World Rankings, and Germany is ranked like 10th. And so Paraguay moves on to the round of 16, because right now these are the knockouts. If you lose, you're gone.
So that loss have to sting even
that
more.
loss, especially for Germany fans, because Germany has amassed a lot of fans over the years. And then last night, we don't think we have a flyer for it. You can leave that one up. But last night, Morocco defeated Netherlands. Netherlands is another huge team. Both teams are kind of on par. Both are top 10 teams. But Morocco definitely stunned Netherlands during penalty and defeated them. So it's considered as 2 upsets. Today we have Mexico playing. I hear some people are wearing a Mexico jersey today. They're going to gozo the Mexico team. Please not do that, because I'd ride with Mexico for this game, right? I have some teams
Mexico
I'm riding
against.
Mexico is playing against Mexico is I had it up right now, not going nowhere. Not going nowhere. So because a lot of people want to know, right? So Mexico to play against Ecuador. So 2 big teams playing today. France, Mbappe, not a huge
I know
team.
that name.
Right, they're playing against Sweden.
No, I know what happened. No.
And Côte d'Ivoire, they're playing against Norway. So some big games today, and they're all knockouts. So big games today. And we also know that Belizeans are enjoying the World Cup, Sabrina.
Yeah.
It's not only us here at home, but some Belizeans are actually out at these World Cup games representing the flag, waving their flags. You just go online and you see pictures of Belizeans, like, you know, everywhere.
Yeah, I love that for we. I love that, especially
right
when I recognize some of the faces as
well.
well.
You recognize some of the faces?
I saw Miss Dr. Dion Chamberlain and her husband.
Yes.
She was also at one of the games as well. So that's exciting. Whenever you see, you know, people that you know, that was really cool as well.
So there's a lot of Belizeans. We have some pictures of them.
Yeah, let's jump into that.
Yeah,
let's see if you recognize any face of a Belizean who made it to the World Cup, wherever, you know, it was played at.
I mean, here ticket never cheap, right? So maybe some of them get a deal. Some people could really, some people really save up their money and put their money aside. But this is like a dream attendance for a lot of people to go and watch a World Cup game.
Absolutely.
And so to have it here in our neighboring United States is a big deal for many Belizeans, and many of them decide, you know what, I don't want to miss this opportunity, because I think in 2030. The next World Cup is going to be played in Paraguay and that part of the world. And so you definitely, in this case, for a lot of Belizeans, they take opportunity at the close proximity.
Big ups to the Belizeans who attended the World Cup. And of course, if you continue to, or if you're deciding to go, maybe send us a picture and we might highlight it as well. But the last topic that we want to jump into, Paul, is certainly not the least on the list. It is a big day for us here today. If you are a KTV fan, as Paul mentioned, it's season 8 and we are premiering our audition episode. And I know I lied to you, Paul. That's like one of my favorite episodes of the entire season. I love the audition run.
You see all the talent for real.
Yeah, you see everything. You see the funny ones whenever I make it, you know, who decided to go and test their pipes, but they maybe only would do the best scene at the show, they sing, and then, but they, you know, people who are encouraged to come, who later realize they might not have the best singing voice.
Not like me.
That are the ones that I look forward to. But aside from that, you get to kind of like see the origin story of who will also make it throughout the entire course of the competition as well. So whenever I would watch the audition episode, I kind of try and make my bets early, right? So I want to look upon all the singers and say, he will be or she will be the next KTV winner. But of course, that's determined by voters and voting. But I'm excited about it. Of course, it premieres tonight. And we are encouraging you guys to slot your calendars for 8 p.m. tonight. Definitely. And of course, talent, as Paul mentioned, as well.
There's so much excitement behind this year's KTV, the remix. If you look in the comments, people are excited.
Yeah.
People are saying that they're waiting, and they've been waiting since the season ended last year. In my home, I know it's almost like a tradition.
Yeah.
You know, come Norway, 8 o'clock Tuesday, you make sure you're at home.
Right?
Right? Because that's when I start fight. We have for the home, and we have to watch KTV at 8 p.m. And so across the country, Belizeans tune in by the hundreds, by the thousands to watch this show. And it's like it is the top entertainment show in the country. For sure.
I know that a lot of people are going to be looking forward to that. I know that throughout the course of the weeks, because after tonight, we officially go to the live shows next week. And so who you will be seeing tonight, or those that you will be seeing tonight, not all of them will make it to the live shows next week at the Bliss Center. And so I am definitely looking forward to... I see a commenter here, Raswell, saying, Sabrina, I think you would be a great singer in the KTV karaoke. Raswell, you never hear me sing. Why you could look at me and say I could sing?
You could sing there, right? I'll leave it, too.
You know what? I might gotta leave.
Yeah, man.
No.
Leave vocals.
But yeah, just remember that all of the persons that you are going to see in the audition show tonight, not all of them will make it to the stage performances next week.
How much make it to the stage again? The 10?
I believe it is 12 that will be there next week. And according to our producer, next week, 2 persons will also be eliminated. So, man, let us start off with a bang. But I know that there are fun ways that the show also tries to engage with viewers. So I know that people who tune in, they've encouraged people to post pictures of it and whatnot. And then you get other giveaways and stuff like that. But lock in, guys. Tonight, me and Paul, we family, all we were locked in to watch the show. And of course, we'll be talking about it tomorrow as well. But that does it for some of the things we think you should know this morning before you leave your homes. At this time, we are going to take our first break. And when we come back, we have an upcoming conversation. We'll be looking at World Parliament Day, understanding the role of Parliament and democracy.
Comfortable, you feel confident. Because every little moment deserves protection you can trust. Cushkin's diapers are designed with ultra-absorbent layers that lock in leaks while staying soft, dry, and gentle on delicate skin. So your baby can play freely and you can enjoy every smile without worry. Cushkin's diapers, comfort they feel, protection you trust. Cushkin's diapers and wipes are available countrywide at a supermarket near you.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Running a business means every dollar counts.
As a business owner, you face different challenges every day. You need cash flow on hand as soon as you can.
With Belize Bank's same-day settlement, transactions settled by 4 p.m. are credited the very same night.
The same-day settlement will definitely make a difference for my business because I know I have money in the bank so I can pay my suppliers, my staff, etc.
Faster access to your funds, better cash flow, greater control. And with auto settlement, it's done for you every day. Same-day settlement from Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our first conversation for this morning, and it's all about World Parliament Day or International Day of Parliamentarism.
Yeah.
All right, that's something. And we have joining us on set Speaker of the House of Representatives, Ms. Valerie Woods. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure having you on set this morning. And we're here to talk about Parliament. All right, what an exciting topic to discuss. No, but for real, this is a huge part of our democratic process here in Belize. For you, what was it like when you were approached to fill the role that you fill today?
Well, the honest answer, when I was approached, would be that one, I was a bit surprised because remember that happened after being in the Senate, and I was in the Senate as opposition, and then I was asked to leave the Senate, and then I was asked, when I was approached, it was right after that administration, that term, and then I was asked if I would consider being nominated to be elected for Speaker, and I think literally my first words were, "Are you sure about that?" Because you know, I'm not the one that follows the herd all the time, and so no, I was assured no, they really wanted that, and so I took it on. You don't scoff at a request of that nature because it's public service. It's a privilege. There's only a few that have done it. About 12, I believe I'm the 13th or I'm the 12th. And so it's, you know, it's quite an honor. Has it been an experience? Hell yes. Can I say hell on this show?
You absolutely
sure.
Okay, hell
you
yes.
you want.
It's been an experience between the first parliamentary session, which ended in 2025, and in the throes of this 15th one that has commenced. It is it's all, no one house meeting or no one house sitting is the same. That's for sure. And then there's all the behind the scenes. Right?
Yeah.
How would you say the experience being a member, I guess, if that's the right term, of the House differs from being the Speaker of the House?
Well, the Speaker lays down the rules, and the Speaker, guided of course by the rules and regulations of the Chamber, right? And the Speaker, which is something I have really had to get used to, does not engage in debate. No presiding officer does. And so one of the first things earlier on in my experience was to let the staff know there's no need to always have the desk of the Speaker in the Chamber filled with all the bills and all the packages that every member would get, because the truth is the Speaker, any presiding officer, that of the lower house or that of the upper house, does not engage in debate. So even if there is something fundamentally wrong with a proposed bill, it is not the role of the Speaker to highlight it, correct it, or engage in it once that meeting is on the way. Liken it to, if you were talking about World Cup earlier, so liken it to that of the referee. So you know when the referee pulls out that red card or that yellow card,
respect that.
Everybody respects it, right? It's the players respect it. In our case, it's the members respect when the presiding officer pulls out his or her yellow card, her red card, right?
That must be such an interesting position to be in, as you mentioned, being a part of the Senate in the past, and then now looking over the House where thoughts and opinions from both sides are taking place, and you might have your own personal opinion on bills, but you
have to bite my tongue.
Yeah, you have to just navigate the conversation, and you might be thinking silently, yeah, I agree with you, but order.
Yeah, that's been a learning curve for me. Anybody who knows me outside of the Parliament would know that I do have my opinions.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, but I think I'd like to think I've navigated that reasonably okay, where I don't engage in the debate. I don't even engage in the debate outside of the House publicly.
Interesting.
Privately is another matter.
Yeah.
But outside of the House, you would never see me doing that. And it's out of respect of the institution of Parliament. Today, June 30th, is the International Day of Parliamentarism. And it's a day out of the 365 days that takes time to recognize the role of parliaments in democratic system and the important role of it. It's June 30th because June 30th is the day that is recognized as the anniversary date for the International Parliamentary Union, which is like the global network of parliaments. And the UN General Assembly in 2018 decided to mark the day, to take time out to recognize the importance of parliamentary democracy.
Perhaps we could take a step back and then look at that point right there for the general viewer tuning in right now, trying to understand the importance of Parliament and the persons who make up Parliament, especially for those who might find this process, as Paul kind of alluded to in the beginning, a little bit boring, not understanding it. How would you describe that to the layman?
So, I'll describe the Belize, because obviously you have different variations, right? So for Belize, we have, it's called a bicameral or two-chamber system. You have the lower house, which is your elected members of the House of Representatives. So that's where the 31, every 5 years or so, Belize goes to a general election, and it's to elect the 31 members of the House of Representatives. No, it is not to select your minister of government. It is to elect the 31 members who would make up the House of Representatives. I say that because in Belize, I've always felt for decades that, if I could say it in a Creole, people run for become minister.
Yeah, absolutely.
But being a parliamentarian is, in my humble view, perhaps biased, is such an important critical role, because you are there, the people in your constituency elected you to represent them.
As an advocate, essentially.
Exactly. You are there to bring about, to highlight change in your constituency. So when a bill comes to the House of Representatives, you are supposed to be looking at the bill through the prism of your constituency. Exactly. And then you can look through other prisms, but the most important prism, the most important lens, is that of the constituency for which you are elected to represent. But that has gotten lost, I think. You know, where there are concerns in your constituency or concerns nationally, you have every right to have a meeting with your area representative. That's why they're called area representatives. You have a right to pen a letter. You have a right to attend any House meeting. There's no invitation required. It is called the People's House of Representatives, and that's the lower house. The second layer there is after the bills go through the House, after they've gone through all the processes there, and there is a process, they have to be read 3 times. First reading basically means a bill, a proposed legislation is introduced. That can be a new legislation, that can be an amendment to an existing legislation. Of course, it can also include a motion and so forth. Then, after the first reading, it goes to the respective committee, which is a group of some of the members of the House, which is made up of government and opposition, that is charged to dig deeper, look at that bill with more scrutiny, inviting input from the public, right? And then after that process is concluded, with or without amendments, after that discussion, it comes back to the House. After being debated, it gets debated and then goes for its second reading. After the second reading, it goes through the House committee and so forth. And then it comes back for its final reading, called the third reading. Only until that is done does it then get sent up to the upper house, which is the Senate. And why is that? So it goes through another layer of scrutiny by, in Belize, it's 13 senators who do that, right? And then only when it gets through that process Then it goes to the Governor General to be assented to, in effect, to become law. So it's not a law until it goes through all those stages.
How long does it usually take for a bill to go
varies.
through the House? Right, because I know there are times when you would hear things like, I'd like for this bill to go through all its stages today.
Meaning
right?
all 3 readings in one day.
There are times when a bill is introduced and then you don't hear anything about
because
it.
It's stuck in committee, meaning there's probably some disagreement or some views that are not yet met with consensus, or there's just something not right with the bill that they feel, no, this is not going to, even if we try to get this through, maybe the public would not like it. So it varies.
Yeah.
So minimum would be when a request
is
on
made.
the part of the executive, which is the group of the cabinet, right?
Yeah.
That is one branch of government. When the executive informs the legislature by way of the speaker that they would like this particular bill to go through all readings in one sitting.
Just to step back a bit, you're right to say that, that ideally constituencies should be involved in the process, right? Because this is their representatives. But I feel like we're so far away from that in today's day and age. If you ask just the common man, you know which bill passing at the House today? They probably not even know a House meeting was taking place and that their representative was out there supporting a bill that in many cases they have no idea was even being debated in the House. How do we change that so that there's more participation?
So that's going to take some time, and I think there are varying roles, right? The media has a role, the very parliamentarians themselves, right? The elected officials have a role. The Senate has a role, because remember, the Senate will always bring to light whatever may have been missed by way of their going through it more detail in the examination of the bills. But the Parliament itself, through the staff, the Office of the Clerk, the Speaker, has a role where we get to do shows like these and promote the importance of it and try and undo, if I can use the term, what I think culturally has plagued us. So like most of the English-speaking Caribbean, Belize is about mass party system. And in Belize's case, there are 2 major mass parties. And so things tend to be looked at either red or blue. It's a disservice when you think about the role of parliamentary democracy, in that it can't just be because one party says it's this way and because you support the party, we're going to go this way. We really need to encourage debate, robust discussion as much as possible. The staff of the Parliament today, what they're doing on this day, and each June 30th, the National Assembly, through the Office of the Clerk, tries to do something to bring attention by way of press release, by way of sessions with the parliamentarians. This year, they're taking out the time to do a staff program in highlighting the new website. It's a change to the website. One of the driving initiatives behind it is to help make Parliament friendlier. The website, I should say, user-friendlier, reader-friendly, more interactive, more progressive, more modern in its look. And that has come with, or that has been timed with the renovation of the Parliament, the logo for the Parliament. And some people might say, why you need the logo? You had the coat of arms. Well, remember, there are 3 branches of government. There's the executive branch, that's the cabinet, of which no more than 2/3 ministers can come from the House of Representatives. Then you have the legislative branch, which is the House of Representatives and the Senate, collectively the National Assembly of Belize, that's enshrined in the Constitution. And then you have the judiciary branch, right? Now, each branch have their distinct role. So the Parliament's logo is an attempt to establish that, no, don't get it confused.
Yeah, this is our
Although
identity.
15 or 14 or so comes from the House, they're not the executive.
Yeah.
You have a House of Representatives, 31 persons who 31 individually have a right that is no higher or lower than any of the other 31. You're pretty much equal in there.
Yeah.
You have roles in the House. You know, you have the leader of government business, who is the Prime Minister in Belize's case. Not all English-speaking parliamentary democracies practices that. It doesn't always have to be the Prime Minister, but in Belize it is. And then you have the leader of the opposition. Those are absolute and distinct roles within the parliamentary system of the House of Representatives. And then you have it's not often used, but you have what's called the party whips. So Belize has 2 parties in the House of Representatives, and each party has a whip. And what is that? That's just the person, in a nutshell, that coordinates the business for each side, and so works or informs the Speaker of any, persons who may be absent, or informs the clerk, or it comes in very handy, for example, when there is the month of March with the budget debates, and there's so many people, so many members who would like to contribute to that debate. So you want to have some sense of coordination of order, because that can get out of hand in terms of, if you don't know if it's to be 6 speakers today or 10 speakers today. You don't necessarily have to know the who, but at least the number, so that you can manage the day. In the International Day of Parliamentarism for 2026, the team that UN Assembly and the IPU have chosen is focusing on human rights, bringing human rights into focus. And why that is so appropriate is because every parliamentarian has a role to play in ensuring that the fundamental rights of your citizens, of the very people that you represent, are protected. It's at the cornerstone of of what we so champion as parliamentary democracy.
Which kind of goes right back to the start of, the role of advocacy and their responsibility as being advocates. But I don't want to miss an opportunity to talk about what you highlighted, which was having robust debates. Here in Belize, we've come to expect one of two: either a decent debate taking place, or what seems like a quarrel taking place. And that, I imagine,
You're
also
being
ties
very
in.
diplomatic there.
Yeah, I'm trying. And it kind of ties in with what I imagine is the parliamentary etiquette that these persons should have. How do you navigate that as House Speaker, knowing what is the appropriate measure that these persons should be taking in their respective positions, but that not always being the case?
So, there is freedom of expression that is enshrined in our Constitution. And there is some, obviously, room for that in the Parliament. But there is also the rule of parliamentary decorum. That's the term used, more so than etiquette, but parliamentary decorum. And that can be, one might think, well, there must be rules for that per se. Not necessarily, but there are do's and don'ts based on precedents, based on the standing orders of what you should not do. What you don't want to do is stifle the freedom of expression, but you don't want it to go too far, where you descend into ad hominem attacks, personal attacks, where you descend into language that is not becoming of a statesperson, of a person that should, if you will, be at his or her best at all times. Is it easy for the members? Of course not, because they're emotionally invested in all of this, and they're passionately invested, and so they want to, bring their best game on. And so the presiding officer, my task is to try and always balance, and to make sure that reminding ourselves that we're not in preschool, but at the same time, we're not in a bar fighting. And so it's a constant balancing act. But you get your cues from the very members themselves. When the members say, you know, in my case, they'll say, Madam Speaker, Speaker, point of order. And then I will ask the point of order, because that can also be abused, right? Where every minute you're standing up on a point of order.
We've seen what looks like that.
And that is not what's intended for the Parliament. I will be the first to tell you, and many other presiding officers across the Commonwealth will tell you, that Parliament is an animal unto itself. It is guided by rules and regulations, but those rules and regulations are determined and agreed to by the very members.
Indeed.
So it's not like when you go, for example, at Greater Belize Media, when you get hired here, one assumes, you know, there's a office manual, a personnel manual, standard operating procedures per se. Not quite with Parliament, but what we have are these standing orders, and which are our office manual, if you will, for the Parliament. But it is always prefaced on your privilege that you have as a member to speak freely but respectfully.
So I'll reference two instances in the region of recent. In Jamaica, I know there was a debate about speaking patois in Parliament, and there was a huge discussion.
I think I saw that.
Right,
yes.
As to whether or not you're allowed to speak patois based on the standing orders, and I found that super interesting, because we could speak Creole, we could talk Creole in our Parliament, right?
Well, let me clarify it for you. When you say speak, no. In the official language of Belize is English. So the official language of the Parliament is English.
Yeah.
Are you permitted, allowed to say some things in your native language, whether that be Creole, whether that be Maya, whether that be Garifuna, and so forth? Yes. But one must ask the indulgence of the House or the presiding officer. Presiding officer says yes, on the caveat that you translate it. Now, if you recall, it may have been the last House meeting, I'm not so sure, that came up in our chamber.
Really?
Yes, because one of the members, I want to say, was the member for Cayo North, I believe. I might be wrong. My memory is slipping me,
Yes,
but
that's fine.
When the member stood up and contributed in the debate in English on the budget, and then asked to say a few words in Spanish, and my caution was, of course you can, provided
that you
it is no. Remember, he stood up first
to speak
in English. So if you're going to speak in Spanish now, I had to clarify, are you going, as long as it's exactly what you just said in English? And, you know, member said, yes. Now, perhaps the assumption is, I'm not familiar with Spanish, but I am. And so I waited, and as soon as I realized, no, you're not.
Saying the same
what
thing.
you were saying in English is definitely not what you're saying in Spanish. Government side liked it, of course, because it was complimentary to them. And it's not that you don't necessarily encourage that sort of, if you will, compliments across the aisle. It's not that. It's just that is not what you said in English.
Yeah, well, we may have got a problem, because I may have bustle in a Creole every now and again. It may be one issue.
But you have to remember, there's a whole staff. There's behind the scenes that has to translate.
Indeed.
And it's very difficult. So you keep it brief, tight, and we don't have official translators at the Belize Parliament and National Assembly. So one has to operate also in good faith.
Right.
That if you, a member, says, I just would like to greet my constituency in my native language, you keep it very brief, and then you say, you know, what you said in English, you translate it for us in English. The minute a member of the public says to us, that person did not translate, this is exactly what the person said, then a decision would then be taken that, you know, moving forward, absolutely none would be allowed. That's why I have to say, to a large degree, a very large degree, there is respect for the chair, for the presiding officer. But the moment that is proven to what you presented is proven not to be so, and then you do not accede to the decision of the presiding officer, of course there's going to be some issues with that. I would say in my experience, however, it's been one where there's been respect for the decisions taken and the positions that I have made. I also would take the opportunity, if you allow me, because it's International Day of Parliamentarism. Yes, of course, you focus on the House a lot. We tend sometimes not to focus on the Senate portion, which is the upper house that has that extra layer of scrutiny and brings, some will say, because I was in the Senate, perhaps a more mature environment of debating. And so there's that element. Then there's also the staff. And it's one of the areas that I highlighted when I was first inaugurated back in 2020, that there is a group of Belizeans who make this thing hum, who make it work. And we can't forget them. Because when you all say it's newscast and the House meeting is still going on or Senate is still going on and then maybe it goes on till midnight, well, there's a group of staff that's there.
Wow.
Still. And then they have to get up and get back to the workplace for 8 o'clock. So and then they're the ones responsible for the orders of literally presenting the papers in the manner in which it was outlined on the agenda, which is called the orders of the day. And they're responsible to ensure that that website is up to date. So one of the interesting things that they're going to bring to the public, although perhaps not as part of the launch today, but in a few weeks, a live bill or legislation tracker.
Wow.
So there's no wondering, what's the status of this bill? Or where is this bill? You go online on the website and it actually tells you first reading in this committee. It tells you the percentage of completion. It will tell you if it's completed. And that's all in an effort to make Parliament more interesting, more accessible, user-friendly, fun to be a part of. The communications officer at the Parliament is really doing a good job in trying to make Parliament more than just House meetings and Senate meetings, but to let people understand all of Parliament. So.
Now, do you guys have any specific activities today that we can follow and expect as
well? The staff they have a program, so that's why the notice went out that it's closed. And so after this, I'll make my way up to Belmopan. They are going to present to the presiding officers and to members of Parliament who RSVP'd to present the new website, show how it works. Part of the website change will be a portal just for members, so that they can go in and trying to promote less paper, going digital, the features of the new website, and then they'll also present the very short, it's about 8 minutes or so, documentary on the whole process of National Assembly when it was first built to where it is now, having a day to, if you will, recognize the work of Parliament, but more importantly, the work of the staff. Last year, if I recall correctly, it was a day in which the staff did a health and wellness check, because that environment can get very testy. If you think my job of trying to bite my tongue because I can't get involved in debate, imagine the staff who have to sit there and listen to the cross banter. They can't say anything.
Wow. Really,
they shouldn't even be laughing or smiling. They really ought to reflect neutrality at its best. That's difficult. Because some of the statements that come out are quite colorful.
We have just watching. Yes. I could imagine what that is like.
So they do a really good job. Hats off to them. We've been able, through the National Assembly Staff Committee, which the Speaker chairs, we've been able to get a few new positions, which the office really needed to help. And so today is a day for them to celebrate their work and then to provide the members with some new and interesting tools.
All right. Well, we acknowledge the day with you, Speaker Woods, and of course we continue to follow all the updates that comes from the National Assembly. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Giving us a little bit of more of an understanding of the role and responsibilities from the National Assembly, and we hope you guys also locked in and learned something as well. All right.
Thank you.
We are going to take a quick break now, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, our next conversation is all about the Belize City ITVET's training programs.
Do more than carry. They prepare, they fix, they comfort. They keep a home moving in ways few people notice. And even when the day is done, they are still thinking of home. For the months of May and June, we celebrate the hands that hold the home together, offering you 25% off on tiles, lights, fans, ACs, gardening supplies, and more, both in-store and online. Thank you, moms and dads, from Builders Hardware.
If you're into news production, if you've got a sharp eye for what audiences care about, think quickly on your feet, and you're a strong writer, this could be your way into digital media. Greater Belize Media is looking for a digital associate. It's an entry-level, full-time position and your chance to get hands-on experience in journalism and digital storytelling. Bring the energy, the curiosity, and the willingness to learn and work flexible shifts in a fast-paced media environment. Apply now by sending your CV and cover letter to gbtv@btl.net by July 1st, 2026.
He skipped nights out. Said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Ever had your car declined? Now it doesn't have to be. Introducing partial authorization. If the car doesn't cover the full amount, it notifies you what's available. You can accept the partial payment and pay the missing balance with a credit card or cash. No decline. Get what you came for. Partial authorization now available. Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
And as I mentioned before the break, it's all about highlighting the Belize City ITVET's programs for this cohort of schooling. We have here with us Timothy Eligio. He's the head of department. Also joining us is Eric Vernon, automotive instructor, and Jeremy Sabito, electrical instructor. Jeremy, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us and welcome. Welcome back, Mr. Vernon. I haven't seen you in a bit.
Yes, I remember him.
Yes, I remember him as well. Now, it's an exciting time for upcoming students, I imagine, who would like to jump into skills training. For a couple weeks, we were looking at some of those programs over at Orange Walk, and so it's a privilege having you guys here from Belize City, giving options to residents here in this part of the country to look at skills training and what the opportunities at the ITVET looks like. Perhaps we can begin with an overview of what you guys have available for the start of this next cohort.
Okay, so for this year we have 3 new exciting programs. First, we have electronic engineering, we have GIS system as well. Those programs, well, in fact, all of our programs are 2-year programs, or 18 months roughly, and we have facility maintenance. Outside, we have our flagship electrical level 1, level 2, AC level 1 and level 2. For some reason, a lot of younger youths flock to those programs.
Yeah.
We have cosmetology, and we also have food preparation, along with Mr. Vernon program, automotive.
What goes into determining what new you guys will decide to add to your program listing?
Okay, so we don't determine a program. We depending on our potential trainee or the industry market. So if industry say that there's a shortage of, let's say, building technician, right? We try to put the program together based on our curriculum from CANTA. It's a Caribbean regional body. It's almost like CSEC.
Okay.
Right. So those programs are determined on those curriculum. So we look at the curriculum and we, in partnership with the industry, we show them the curriculum and we say, all right, these are what we can teach. And in most cases, we cannot subtract, but we can add. So industry, along with what we have here, we prepare the best curriculum for our trainees.
I could see electrical and AC being a desired field of study, because as far as I observe, these things are in high demand. Right now, AC units for residential, it's not like a luxury, it's almost like a necessity in today's day and age. I drive through Miley community out of Belize City, and me seeing like almost everybody got up AC, and like you before you even fix up your house, you put up AC because it's so hot. Yeah. But I'm just saying, people across communities are now demanding to have AC units and to have electrical skills, serve them, and that's where these trainings come in. I'd like to bring Mr. Sabido into the conversation to talk a bit about the electrical program over there.
Excellent. We have level 1 and level 2 electrical. You know, we find out that it's need for the trade. You have many in industry that are working without proper knowledge of electrical. You know, when it comes to electrical, we have color coding, very important.
Right.
You know, sometimes when client would call us and say, oh, we have a problem, and you open the outlet, everything green, or everything blue,
why?
And everything red. You know, so when it comes to color coding, very important when it comes to the proper training.
Yeah.
You know, they say, oh, you could use any wire, but no. If someone else is going there who don't have a proper knowledge, they would have looked, they can't differentiate what's power, what's ground, what's neutral. So it's very important we come to ITVET and get a proper training in the field.
Yeah. How prepared do you think how prepared are your students after the program?
Excellent, good question. We open our doors 2025, 2026 for level 2, and we have 21. We started 21, and all our boys right now are on job training. Even though before job training we have some technician there asking, because I communicated to some of them that we need some trainees for the weekend. And we have some of them don't take on jobs already. You know, right now they're in the field training, and we have good remarks about how they're performing. We hear sometimes technicians complain, oh, we get trainees and they don't know if they do this and they don't know if they do that. But at ITVET, we try to give them everything that what industry demands.
Yeah.
And it's a serious line of work, and so when you put somebody out there in the field, you almost want to ensure that they know what they're doing, right? Because then they could electrocute themselves, if nothing else, or they could wrong methods could lead to perhaps a fire.
Or damaging of appliances.
Damaging of appliances.
And listen, one thing with when you get proper training, because we have like appliances, each appliances demands certain amount of wattage, and each wattage comes with a certain size of wire, and each size of wire comes with a certain size of breakers.
For sure.
So everything work accordingly, no?
Yeah.
I want to get Mr. Vernon in the conversation. I know we've had you here with us before, and perhaps the level of work and the instruction that you provide to people who'd be interested in automotive repair is one that has evolved over time. We're looking at now electric vehicles, many other innovations since just looking at a regular vehicle. What's the demand like for you in terms of students coming in and wanting to equip themselves professionally with the type of knowledge that you teach?
Morning. Just to start, I love how this gentleman started off. He was saying, as he would drive around his neighborhood, he would see AC at countless houses. For you to see your neighborhood, you drive.
Correct.
And for you to drive, you need
a vehicle,
properly trained technicians to keep your vehicle on the road.
100%.
Right. And now it has evolved to that point where we're on that brink where the electric and hybrid vehicles will only get, the number will just increase.
It'll become more prominent.
Yeah, it's here to stay. And if you would do the analysis between ICE vehicle, ICE is the internal combustion engine, and the electric vehicle. If you do the comparison, you will find the savings that you can acquire for driving an electric vehicle it's huge. So what I do, I reach out to the industry partners to see what they want. For instance, right now, this is how I do it. I am feeling out DJ because they have a lot of equipment. So they are so kind that they would give me one of their trucks for me to train the technicians on. So that is a potential for a job placement
right there
thereafter. Yeah. And the thing is, when I first went to ITVET, the level was a bit substandard. The ministry management of ITVET has worked with me. So right now, the graduates that I put out go straight on the job.
Didn't you just travel overseas to also receive training and come back and instill
Jamaica.
that? Yeah, in Jamaica.
Where are your students working? Because I look for good mechanic. Honestly,
well, you can't go to the job, but you could come to ITVET.
Okay.
We at ITVET, I provide a program where we do preventative maintenance. Hereby, you would bring your vehicle in, we will give it a complete inspection, advise you as to what is critical, what can wait, and we do regular maintenance on your vehicle.
Wow. The students
work with that? Actually do it.
And then you pay a fee?
You pay a fee to the school.
Nice.
And how it works.
You may know that?
Well,
no. I go no, though.
well, now you know.
Especially as a girl, I feel that way.
Now you know.
That's cool. And then it gives the students some additional.
The students, they get 1/3 of it. The school gets 1/3.
Wow.
And I don't know where the other 1/3 goes.
We have to find out.
So we can call the school here in Belize City.
Yes.
I could call right now and say, hi, I'd like to check on my vehicle. I think there's an issue.
Yeah.
Is there like a waiting process you have to go through? Because I know a lot of times when people find themselves at mechanics, they need that issue fixed now.
Yeah, well, with us, well, right now the guys are on break.
Okay.
Yeah.
But once they're back in the classroom, all you do is you can call in, book an appointment, but then for them to tell you yes or no for that time that you want, they will just run it by me.
Okay.
Because I don't believe in having vehicles just piling up.
Correct.
In the workshop.
Yeah. So Mr.
Eligio.
Mr. Joshua. No, sorry, Mr. Eligio. Sorry, Mr. Eligio. So we have electrical. We're doing automotive. I understand. There's like business studies as well.
Engineering too.
That is embedded into all trades. All trade has to do a business because one of the promises at ITVET, upon completion of level 2, you must produce a business plan, and which will help you in registering your business and also applying for a small business loan or so.
So when can people begin to apply?
We take application all year round.
Wow.
Any day you go to ITVET, you could follow the application, and as soon as we meet the cohort of 16, we will call you and tell you that your program is scheduled to start in the next 3 months or so. Come in and register for the program. But application is all year round.
All year round. So right now school is closed. Do you have any programs going on right now?
Well, right now we don't have any day program, but we have increased program and enrollment in the night. So right now we have our night program, Mr. Vernon class, auto repairs that is going on, and we also have AutoCAD, which is geared towards architectural drawing that is going on.
Now, in terms of upcoming programs, so it's simply a matter of if you meet that 16 threshold, so it's not like semester starts in August or September or something like that.
Oh, there's a thing that we practice at ITVET. For the day, government prescribe the starting date and the end date, but for the night program and the day program, what we have is flexibility. So there's a thing that we call open entry, open exit, right? So at any given time, you could start a program.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, remind us again about applications. Where can students contact you guys to learn more and apply?
Yeah, and if there's an age range as well.
There's no age range and there's no gender-based anything there, right?
Nice.
Anybody could start at any given time. Mr. Vernon was fortunate to have a guy. He was 84 in his class. Right now, there's a guy 61 who is doing AutoCAD, so there's not an age limit.
I love
Did
that.
the 84-year-old graduate?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
With others.
With others. Man, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our application, Open Door. You could visit the office and get an application. And we just went online, right, with a new platform, ITVET Belize .bz, right? Our application is there. I don't know all the other numbers off my head, but if anybody wants the application, they could WhatsApp me and I send it electronic, 677-2036. Right, so once you get that, you bring it in, you pay your $10 application fee, and then the process starts.
All right, and the course fee is $1,200.
The night is $1,200, and the day programs are $1,500.
Excellent. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We definitely learned something this morning, and we look forward to having you guys back and hearing more success stories from ITVET in Belize City.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to see you guys.
Yes, man. I don't want click right now. I have to go bring Mr. Vernon.
My vehicle need you. I tell me we're critical and what.
Right.
Same here. All right. We're going to take a quick break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, the next conversation is all about basketball, raising funds to equip young athletes.
Over. KTV is back and bigger than ever. Get ready for the KTV The Remix Season 8 premiere audition show on Tuesday, June 30th at 8 p.m. Who will impress the judges? Who will earn a golden opportunity to move on to night 1? And who has what it takes to become Belize's next KTV superstar? From powerful vocals to unforgettable performances, the journey begins with the auditions. Don't miss the premiere of KTV The Remix Season 8, the audition show, Tuesday, June 30th at 8 p.m. One stage, one dream, one chance to call yourself the KTV champion. Only on Greater Belize Media.
The next next station is not just a place, it's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
He skipped nights out, said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle, all for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy Inc. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's store near you and get store-wide discounts on select items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, Sankey smart TVs, gym equipment, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, 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 oh.
They're not just cigarette, vape, hookah, cigar, and all kind of tobacco product, Lego, dangerous smoke, and toxic chemical. When you smoke or vape, that cloud they not disappear. It turn into second-hand smoke and third-hand smoke where people wrong your breathing. That kind of smoke that could cause cancer, diabetes, lungs disease, or heart problems. It could kill anybody who get exposed to it. If you smoke or vape, go outside, far from people. Everybody deserves to breathe clean air.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying tuned with us. This is our third conversation for this morning, and it's all about basketball and a fundraiser in the Libertad community, all the way up north. And we have joining us on set Mr. Jeffrey Rubio and Mr. Joshua Torres, and they're both project coordinators of the upcoming fundraiser event. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning, and welcome.
It's a pleasure having both of you. So tell us, what is going on in Libertad?
So basically, we just doing a fundraising for the kids. Make sure that each kids have the opportunity to go back to school with something brand new.
Yeah.
You know, and to just have them enjoy themselves for the summer break as well, and to make sure that each family have opportunity to, you know, come outside to do something for their kids.
Who are you guys, though? Are you guys just like residents of your community wanting to give back? And why do you find this important to do?
So, yes, ma'am. So we are residents of the village. I wasn't born in the village, but my wife is from the village.
Okay.
And my mom was a teacher, right? And she teach for 20 plus years. And I used to watch her use her own funds to give back to the kids. And she motivated me to do this. You know, every time I think about my mom, this is something that I always want to do for the kids. You know, there are so many kids out there that their parents cannot provide for them. You know, and it's really something from within us.
I
love that.
And yourself, what inspired your involvement?
To be honest, Jeffrey reached out to me. And, you know, there are people sometimes that you think about wanting to do things that we should have done this, we should have done that. But I was inspired to see that actually Jeffrey leaped into action.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we say, I want to do this, I want to do that.
And it never make it out the group chat.
Yeah. But so he came up with this initiative, he reached out to me, and I didn't think twice. Within seconds, I just told him I'm in. So.
So talk a bit about how you all are going to do this. What exactly is the event?
All right, cool. So we having a basketball tournament, like a one-day marathon and a school drive. We're getting donation from all the way from the U.S. We're getting people from LA, people from Texas, and people all the way from in our village. You know, young rumels, young community leaders. You know, public workers. You know, they're the one that funding this event. You know, we have a donor that they're paying for 4 kids to go back to school full for the year, and that's people from within the village. You know, we're not asking for cash. If you want to donate, you can just let us know. Hey, go pick up some stuff at E&R or send it on BPMS. We'll pick it up. You know, we're not asking for no one to use. We're not collecting cash.
Right.
You know, just school supplies for the kids.
So
you know.
Tell us a bit about the tournament itself.
So the tournament, we're looking for 10 teams within the village, just kids having fun, and each teams will have the opportunity to play against each other and win prizes. And we're doing like half court shoot. Who could shoot from half court and catch?
Wow.
Will win a prize. You know, who could dribble the ball the best, layups, and everyone will have an opportunity to gain something. We're trying to give kids something.
Yeah.
Like I said to him, one bag, one child.
Right.
You know, if everyone from the village can give something, then a kid can go home with something.
You know, I think beyond just the fundraising element of it, what you guys are doing is also bringing your community together and, you know, enforcing that sense of community spirit. People seeing 2 regular individuals do something like that, they feel inspired to do the same thing, where oftentimes you'd kind of expect that from area representatives or some person with and perhaps more amount of money. You kind of see yourselves in both of you gentlemen there, and I think that's a really great initiative and a really great example of doing what you can with what you have.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, talk about what the support has been like so far. You mentioned that there's been some persons in the diaspora who has supported as well, also people in the community. Do you guys still need a level of support before the event comes around?
No, we are actually looking for support. If anyone want to donate, they can. You don't have to be new stuff. You know, like my kids, my sons, they have used school bag. It's still brand new.
Right.
But like that, me don't go to school. I want a new bag. No, I'm giving that same school bag to someone else.
Oh, that's cool.
We can do the same thing. We're collecting new stuff. You know, once you're in good condition, send it to us. We can give another child it.
You know, that's an excellent point, you know, because I remember back in my day, right, to go to primary school, and my mom would tell me plainly, if that bag not tear, you know, to get a new bag, you know, you could have, and some kids are going to school with torn bags even, and so I think it's a good example for the children as well to understand that it's not every single time you're going to have a new item, you know, going back to school with fresh and tags on, as long as they're clean and they're still intact.
Indeed. So for you, my brother, talk a bit about how you envision these kids being impacted by this and what that impact means to you.
Honestly, I think the impact goes beyond the kids.
Yeah.
I think because we all know that price of everything has risen.
Yeah.
So by reaching out and helping kids, we also help families. We also help parents. You know, some people have a hard time getting school supplies for their kids.
That is true.
When I say school supplies, I don't mean only bag and books. I mean uniforms and stuff. So what I told him yesterday was that yes, he pushed out flyers asking for school supplies, specifically. You know, people actually reach out pledging to pay the fees, like you mentioned, for 4 kids already. And we did not necessarily ask for that, but people reach out. So that is very impressive from the community.
Yes, indeed. So when is the event?
We have a date set for the 23rd of August.
Okay. So we
That's
still
a
have some
Sunday.
Yeah. So it's essentially a campaign leading up to that day, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
you're building
Yes,
the
sir.
funds and getting donations leading up to that day.
Yes, so we're getting school bags, everything together, so we can actually give each child something.
Do you have a target of an amount of school bags you want to give away?
Target amount at least 150 to 300.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna stay between that 150. You know, if we cannot reach that amount, then whatever we get, we really appreciate it. And it's all about having the kids going out to have fun.
I love
you know,
this.
If I could give everybody in the village something, I would.
Of course.
Yeah.
Right.
But who knows? We have enough time, man. Make we rally this support
Yes,
and
sir,
perhaps we
and
could
this
get everybody.
This is the reason why I'm doing it from now. So we
Yeah.
have all that amount of time to actually gain the amount of stuff we want to give, you know, and
So
actually hand it out.
how can people reach out and pledge their support?
They could reach out by texting either me or him on WhatsApp or phone call. My number is 607-5939. And
Sorry.
Yeah. And yours?
Mine is 672-2548.
All right.
So remind us again what all you are looking for by way of donations or contributions.
let me repeat again, we're not accepting cash.
Right.
No one cannot reach out to you guys and ask for cash. We're not accepting cash.
Send it to me.
If you want to donate, I say you live in Belize City and you want to donate, you could do a voucher at A&R or Angela's Press right there, do school supplies. Or you could go and purchase personally and buy it here and we could pick it up. You know, we're not asking for cash. You know.
Yeah.
So
I see also school uniforms. You can donate clean and in good condition uniforms, school shoes, school bags. Those can also be used, but also in mint condition.
Yeah.
And then, of course, school supplies, as you mentioned as well.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, gentlemen, we definitely support activities like this. I go back to what I was saying. I think what both of you and the extended team is showing is that you can do it without, having all these grand things behind you. Your machinery could literally just be your family. It could be your friend that you guys, had this idea and it made it out the group chat, And so I'm really excited for you guys. I'm hoping that it's a successful event and we can talk about what future projects will look like from your community as well.
Congratulations,
All right.
gentlemen, and thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Yes, sir. Thanks very much for having us.
Alrighty, we got to take another quick break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we're talking about breaking beauty stereotypes, meeting one of Belize's young male beauticians.
Nights out. Said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
The biggest football event in the world is finally here, and Smart is giving you the chance to play and win. Before every match starts, predict who will win. The more predictions you make, the more chances you have to win. Get 1 point towards your total when you guess the winning team. Predict the exact score and earn up to 4 points. The top scorer at the conclusion of the World Cup wins the grand prize of $2,500 in cash. That's not all. Players get a chance to win weekly prizes. Plus, our quarter-final winner gets a watch party package. Play directly in the Smart app for just 50 cents per entry. Prediction starts June 1st to July 18, 2026. Don't just watch the World Cup. Play along and win with Smart. Smart, bringing people together.
He skipped nights out. Said maybe next time too often. Ramen became a lifestyle. All for this moment, his first car. Protect what you've worked for with RF&G Motor Insurance.
The wait is over. KTV is back and bigger than ever. Get ready for the KTV The Remix Season 8 premiere audition show on Tuesday, June 30th at 8 p.m. Who will impress the judges? who will earn a golden opportunity to move on to night one, and who has what it takes to become Belize's next KTV superstar. From powerful vocals to unforgettable performances, the journey begins with the auditions. Don't miss the premiere of KTV The Remix Season 8, the audition show, Tuesday, June 30th at 8 p.m. One stage, one dream, one chance to call yourself the KTV champion. Only on Greater Belize Media.
Altoona is one of the most visited Mayan city up until lately. The adjacent communities have collaborated together to see how they can get a space here that the wood carvers could actually market and sell their product. Not having the POS machine in the past, we have lost a lot of sales. Atlantic Bank helped supported our business, giving us the opportunity to get the POS machine. Now with the POS machine, we are able to do more sales, and that will, also bring more, finance to our families.
Atlantic Bank, building the future together.
Insurance fact. Did you know with Home Protector Insurance, home and property insurance does not only cover hurricane and fire? Your lifetime investment will also be protected from explosions, water damage, malicious damage, and more. So you can rest easy knowing your home is protected. Visit any Home Protector Insurance office near you to learn more.
The next station is not just a place. It's the vacation capital of the world, Mexican Caribbean. Do you know why we are the capital of vacations? Because no other place on earth brings together so many ways to vacation in one single destination. Every vacation imaginable. Mexican Caribbean, the vacation capital.
Welcome back. This is our final conversation, and we are talking about breaking beauty stereotypes. Now, we are joined by a young man who went viral on social media about a week or two ago when people learned that he has been breaking into the beauty industry here in Belize. He goes by Alan Pacheco. He's one of the beauticians over at the Deluxe Corner here in Belize City. And it's a pleasure to have you here with us this morning, Mr. Pacheco. Good morning.
Good morning.
Now, you are the talk of the beauty industry here in Belize, Alan. People are so intrigued by the fact that, one, you're male, and two, you're a young male, and you decided to take on this profession. I think it's obvious to say that it's not a regular sighting to see a male doing any type of beauty work. You'll find the guys in the barber shops, but not necessarily a salon, right? And so we learned a bit of your story a couple weeks ago when we stopped by and you were doing pedicures and whatnot, and we learned that this story came from your mom recommending, and you decided to honor that and fell in love with it. Now, it's been a few weeks. How has that experience been like since people learned of who you are and what you're doing?
I recently got more and more customers. People have been intrigued with my services. It's great. It's going awesome. I love it, all the attention.
You love the attention?
Nah, not really. I don't do social media like that, but it was because of my coworkers. I've got into the social media business, and that's how I expand, and I'm growing my clientele. It's going great.
So right now you are doing primarily nails, pedicures and whatnot, right? What's your specialty right now? What are you doing? Pedicures.
Pedicures, but I'm learning how to do nails also.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that level pretty soon.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about you and how you got started.
So I got started about approximately 6 months ago or more. I woke up and I was like, what should I do today? It's a Sunday morning, right? It's a Sunday morning, and my mom was doing her nails because she also do nails. And she was like, you want to try something? I was like, sure. I got down, I started to scrub her feet, do her nails, and she taught me do this, do that, do this. And she was like, wow, you're doing really well. You should go and work for my best friend who owns the store, also known as Deluxe Corner.
Yeah.
And so they talked, and they had a long conversation about it. And it was like, if you're serious, if you're sure you want to do this, come and try, I'll teach you. So that's how I got into the business, and that's how I practice, and that's where I'm at today.
No, I just want to point out, it's not normal. I'm a little bit shocked that you were open to the idea of even just getting down and doing a pedicure even at home. You know, guys aren't normally into stuff like that. Are you just open to like grooming and those things?
I understand, right? But I grew up in a house full of females.
Oh.
And me, myself, I'm a big fan of hygiene.
Okay,
so
got you.
I also help other people. I'll even do my sister's hair, my mom's hair. And
okay.
That's how I got into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say guys aren't into it, just to the extent of like doing it on others, right? But you have guys that are into keeping their feet
you might not normally see a guy
clean, right? But just you don't normally like doing it for others, right?
Yeah.
I would do it for myself, but for other people. Well, how do you feel about that sort of conversation when they say guys aren't normally doing this?
It doesn't bother me at all because I used to do mechanic on cars and what's not, right?
Man, you really layered.
Yeah. And when I get home after work, I usually clean my nails, clean my feet, because I just work at my uncle, and we don't wear shoes at all. We just slippers. So all the oils and stuff drop in our toenails. So I get home, I clean my feet, I clean my nails, I brush my teeth very well, I shower very well. I'm just a very hygienic person.
Yeah.
So I'm always open to the idea of helping other people.
So the mechanic experience really taught you how to deal with somebody and dirty across the feet, right? Yeah, because some people bring in so hard foot. Like mine, if I go in there right now, you need sandpaper. So I hope you got that put on the side. But and so what has the experience been like over the last 6 months?
Like I've said before, it doesn't like intrigue me as much because I'm not a fan of the social media, but it also helped me grow my clientele, which I am highly appreciative of. I really appreciate all the support that I get, all the negative feedback. I don't pay that no mind at all because I love doing what I'm doing and helping other people.
Has anything shocked you so far since being in the beauty industry that you are learning, being exposed to all of these trends, what women might come in and ask for?
Certain stuff.
Tell me, what's shocking to you so far?
Other males.
Huh?
Other males.
What do you mean?
Tell me.
Trying to talk to me, quoting me.
Okay, so you've been getting male attention, thinking that you are possibly gay.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing this type of work.
Yeah,
but what I mean is like, have you ever been so far shocked by some of the requests? Like maybe a female, you know how regular women go in and they get their grooming and they get their nails done. Has anything like that surprised you since being exposed in the business?
No. Everyone come in professionally, leave professionally, get their service and leave, pay, enjoy their time. Always give me feedback on how my services are, and which I highly appreciate everyone of.
How about some of the trends? Because one of the things about the beauty industry is that it's always evolving. Whatever is the style maybe right now might not be the style 6 months from now. And so you have to always be learning and checking online and seeing what are the new trends. Has that been surprising to you?
Not necessarily because nothing has changed as yet.
Okay.
But when it do, I'll be prepared.
So what's popular right now? What are people asking for when they come to get pedicures and stuff like that?
Acrylic, French tips.
And you do that?
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, next level. What does your girlfriend think about your whole experience? You say you have a girlfriend,
yes, I do.
right?
Yes,
you started the conversation with that. What does she think about the whole
She doesn't
experience?
mind because I have boundaries, so I know where my heart belongs.
I love
so
that. He knows where his heart is.
So I'll make sure I keep space from other females.
So when you're caressing these feet and oiling, she doesn't feel any sort of way about it. You have these conversations.
Honestly, I don't know. We do have conversations, but I don't think she minds because I'm making money for
Yes, that next, right? Because there's a lot of stereotype, as we mentioned, around the idea of a male working in this industry. But you've mentioned in your interview as well, look, I'm enjoying the money that's here as well. Has that been something that's shocking to you?
No, like the money, how to say this? The money doesn't like take all my attention because at the end of the day, I still gotta know where I actually came from, all the struggle, all the times that, not saying I came from a broken home. My family is well built, but most of the time you gotta grow up with like little hardships. Like my mom does always tell me, money not there for waste.
Yeah.
So I eat with the day. I does have a picky appetite.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that I actually have money for like feed myself when I need. So anything I want to eat, I could actually get, but I still have to learn how to save, so I know how to save and all that. Because near future, I want to extend. I want to have my own business. Like I also said, I just do mechanics, so I want to open my own mechanic store, mechanic shop, car servicing store. I also want to open like a nail salon. Like me and my mom was talking about, we are extend the back of our home. So we can open like a little spot. I do pedicure, she do nails. So like people that came off work after 5, they could go right at our home and get their service. Because you know, people don't want to come all the way from Ladyville, Hattieville, all the way to sit there just to get service. So I got opening hours like from 5 to 11 at home.
How long does it take you to like finish a session, like a pedicure?
1.5 hours.
1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But we got different services also.
Okay, go ahead.
Depending on how long it takes. So like a luxury go, for instance.
What do you call it?
Luxury go.
Go,
That's hot towel, paraffin wax, feet mask, comes with wine also.
Hi. See, so I tell you no. Like,
that's really nice. And so your clientele, is it a mix of genders, or is it primarily women?
That's one way to put it.
Hard off foot. Yeah, and so the men come in and they want this service as well. So how do people reach out to you if they want to be a part of your
contact information? You can reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, or my personal number at 623-8388.
Yeah. Well, Alan, we are excited for you. This is a whole new journey. You've definitely sparked a whole new conversation surrounding the beauty industry here in Belize. One of the things I mentioned when you popped up on the scene was that this isn't the first time we're seeing males in this industry.
Correct.
However, I think you being the latest member that we are able to talk about, it will encourage other people to also recognize and remember that it's not a gender industry. It's not defined by a certain gender. And so anyone can decide if they want to be a beautician, if they want to wake up tomorrow and do hair and do nails. It's ultimately a job, and you're providing a service, and you're making people happy as well.
I think also it breaks stereotype because you're a young black male.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
That's a huge deal. So congratulations to you.
Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Well, we have to wrap things up at this time. Paul, it's been a really nice morning, and we want to thank all of our guests who joined us this morning to engage in conversation, and also you guys for locking in, commenting, and sharing your thoughts on each and every topic as well. It is June 30th, and if you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. If you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@greaterbelize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes BC, or Instagram for all the behind the scenes content at OYE Belize. We even have TikTok. You could join us on TikTok at openyoureyes.bc.
And then you can call us or text us on our OYE phone number. That's 675-2555. But please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
We want to give you a quick reminder as well that tonight is our KTV audition night. Remember, lock in at 8 p.m. right here on GBM, where you get to get a first-hand look at some of the persons who decided to put themselves forward and share their talent, or maybe just, something that they should be keeping in the showers or in the house as well. KTV auditions for season 8 will premiere right here on GBM again at 8 p.m. Until then, be sure to keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts
wide open. Have a wonderful Tuesday, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Bye.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and SMART, bringing people together.